So, guys, welcome once again to today's Nibiru Chill session. We are at session number 12 right now. It's been a very, very, very long while. So, I think last week the team was at DEF CON. Everybody was just having a lot of fun, meeting new people and stuff. But before we dive into the happenings at DEF CON, I think we should first know more about what's going on behind the scene, right? So, I think before that, before that, let us get the team to first reintroduce themselves for new users who don't know much about the team. So, I guess Brendan, you can take it away with your first introduction, and then the rest of the team.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm Brandon, the head of growth here at Nibiru. Been with the team for actually exactly a year now. So today is I think it's my 1 year. Maybe it's next week, but been here at the org for a year. Lead the go-to-market user acquisition initiatives. So anything regarding like marketing, but also kind of like the growth side on the ecosystem front, growing the user base for our different protocols. Also just like general adoption for the broader L1. That's my line of work here. So happy to be here. Been at practically every chill session, whether I'm hosting or kind of sitting on the sidelines. Love to chat with the community and to hear some of the, both positive and negative feedback that the community has. We're always around. I'm on Discord like practically 24/7, just looking at the chats. So we're always receptive to the feedback, and look forward to this chill session.
All right, awesome. I think next week can have Harvey.
Yo, what's up? So I'm the researcher here in Nibiru. I've been here about 6-7 months. Most of you probably recognize me. I've also been at most of the chill sessions, but yeah, happy to be here.
And then we have Quinn.
Hello everyone, Quinn here. So I lead the Indian side of things for Nibiru community BD, and happy to be here at your session. Looking forward to talk more about like IBW that's coming around. So the team would be here in India. So if you are around, would love to give you some updates.
I think Whiplash is also part of the team, right? Sorry.
Sure.
Yes, he
Hey
is.
guys, it's Gabe. I'm part of our strategy and ops team here. It's just my old name from Discord, but great to see everybody.
Awesome. I'm so sorry about that. So, all right, I think let's move on to the main spotlight of the show. So, it has been some time since the last Chill session. I believe it's around like 2 weeks or 3 weeks plus. So, a lot of things has been going on behind the scene. So, I think maybe the team can share a little bit more about the development of the Nibiru EVM, which is ongoing right now. So, what have been going on behind the scene?
Yeah. So obviously, if we haven't made it apparent enough, we've been undergoing the audits via Code Arena. We're in the third week of that audit, and I believe the audit should be completing in the next few days. There is a 70,000 prize pool for the Code Arena audit. So if you guys are, auditors, which I don't know if there are folks here that are, or if you know folks that have done like smart contract audits in the past, it would be great to get, additional participation for the last minute folks that want to trickle in to help audit our code base there. In terms of the ecosystem development, things have been going extremely well. We'll be announcing a few integrations that will be going live on the testnet next week. Stay tuned for some of our upcoming announcements as we're approaching some very good progress on a lot of our dApps. On the prediction market side, we have another protocol that's going live on testnet in the next like day or two. So stay tuned for that. And then I'm gonna just go ahead and mute them. And then next week, we're expecting Astrovault to go live, actually on mainnet, because Astrovault is a WASM-based protocol. There are two DEX. So that'll be exciting. They'll eventually be supporting the EVM assets as well. And so happy to chat more about Astrovault. I know we've mentioned them a few times, and they actually did a demo last week, so that'll be exciting.
I think for those who have not attended last week's ecosystem spotlight session with Astrovault, maybe Brandon, you can share a little bit more about Astrovault for their sake.
Yeah. So Astrovault is a native WASM V2 DEX. They're, I think, originally spun up on the Archway chain, but they're doing a full redeployment onto Nibiru just because they built good rapport with the team. They noticed a lot of I guess inefficiencies with the way the Archway team kind of conducted their business and operations. So they wanted to find a new home. And the team at Astrovault, they're quite prominent in the Cosmos like governance space. So this like partnership and integration kind of is the forefront for a lot of our connection within like the WASM like development space. So they are a V2 DEX. They'll be supporting various different like WASM based pools. For example, I think when we launch, we'll have like Nibi to like X Nibi pairs, which isn't a stake Nibi pair, by the way, just to not get that confused. But AXV is their native token. So there will be like Nibi to like AXV token pairs. So we'll have a variety of different pairs. And when the EVM goes live, we'll obviously have, EVM or Ethereum to like Nibi pairs as well, alongside other blue chip pairs. So that'll be exciting. One feature they also support is called Outbid, which is it allows users to be able to spin up like, their tokens in a more like launchpad like format. So it's actually pretty beneficial for folks that are looking to like raise capital or raise for their projects on a token based level. And so that'll be exciting. I believe Outbid should also be available on the mainnet launch. And so you'll have this V2 DEX that'll work on the WASM front initially. And then as soon as Nibiru's EVM goes live, they should be supporting that on Q1. So I expect that integration to go live in the next week or two. So it'll be exciting to get like a high quality V2 DEX up on the chain prior to the actual EVM going live.
It's super sick to hear, man. I think I recall they mentioned something about their revenue model being unique as well. So for those of you who are interested, maybe you can dive a little bit deeper into their docs as well to learn more about their revenue. I think this can be pretty interesting because it allows you to actually bring your assets from the EVM side of things onto WASM side. So it also plays a kind of like a bridge in that sense, right? If I'm not wrong. So it's interesting to see how this will play out in the near future. All right. I think on the second note, earlier on, Brandon, you mentioned a little bit about Code Arena, right? So for auditors who are interested, or maybe hackers, or like white hat hackers who are interested in participating in this audit competition, how should they go about doing it?
Yeah, so let me pop the link to the tweet in the chat. I put it in the public chat. So if you're a hacker, if you know how to like audit smart contracts, you would just go to that Code Arena link and just like sign up, register. There is a 70,000 USDC prize pool. So that'll be exciting for folks. Pretty straightforward. I mean, the hackathon is going to end in the next like 3 days. So it's ending fairly soon. And that'll just help support the EVM side to ensure like, we're not susceptible to, protocol based like hacks and whatnot. So it is quite imperative for the different dApps that are deploying on the chain, that to ensure that they have a secure, EVM when they're interacting with Nibiru.
So for all you aspiring audits, I think you can actually try out this so-called competition in that sense to see whether you can get your hands on part of the 70 grand that's available up for grabs. I think it's really interesting to see that. So earlier on, you also mentioned another thing about prediction market. I think this is pretty interesting because due to the recent hype of poly markets because of the US election. I think prediction markets has become a pretty hot thing as well. So would you like to share a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so prediction markets obviously gained a lot of traction. We saw this with poly markets, with the presidential elections. So post-election, obviously Trump won the presidential election in the US. So, we did see some initial downward, momentum for the prediction markets. But then I think since then, there's been a slight upward trend, especially as we kind of explore the meme coin hysteria and just like memes in general. We've seen more prediction markets kind of partaking in, different like price speculation. And so there's a lot of quote unquote apes that are using prediction markets to kind of guesstimate where they predict certain prices to kind of go for these different assets. Um, so on the prediction market front, we've already announced our integration with Bracket. That should be going live, I believe, by the end of the month on testnet. I'll try to get a more up to date concrete date on that. But the idea is, upon testnet, we ideally want to get some of our ambassadors to start spinning up different predictions, right? And so what's nice about Bracket is they offer a bracket style kind of like betting system where you can have like 100 plus people. I think like upwards of like 256 people that can bet on this bracket style formats. If you think about like sports betting is like pretty big, with predicting like the outcome of different games, like the NBA, football games, and whatnot. So Bracket has been positioning themselves as a more, like lifestyle-ish prediction market. So they're currently live on the Movement Labs testnet. And they got like pretty sizable traction on there. And so we're really excited for them to go onto the testnet and to get our users to start using it on the testnets. And so obviously that'll come for our Anunnakis first. So if you guys, haven't already joined the ambassador program, would highly recommend you do so. Then we'll be announcing another prediction market next week. Haven't shared the name yet, but they're going to be more of us, more focused on like predicting the prices of like different assets. So pretty much a futures market, but they have a pretty slick UI for kind of tracking the different prices of like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Nibi, etc. So that'll be fun for a lot of degens that kind of want to speculate on pricing of assets.
Super exciting to hear that, man. I will be predicting. So a little bit more about Bracket as well. I think next week we will have a spotlight session with them. So if you guys are interested to know more about what Bracket is about, do remember to tune in to next week's spotlight and showcase session. I think during the showcase session, they'll also be doing a demo on their app as well. So it'll be cool to kind of like understand how their app really works as well. So World Cup is, I don't know how far away is World Cup, but usually I like to bet on World Cup. So that could be one way to kind of like leverage on Bracket as well. So now let's go on to the interesting stuffs. So I think DevCon just went down like last week. So what have the team kind of like, what happened down at DevCon basically? Like what went down during DevCon? Like what did the team do during DevCon? It's interesting to hear like what happened.
Harvey or Quinn, do you guys want to speak more on that?
Yeah, I can talk a little. So yeah, we met a lot of cool projects. So it was me, I live in Bangkok, and then it was Quinn, our EDM lead, Kareen, our BD lead, and then Eric, our ecosystem lead. Yeah, we've really been going around a lot of these side events, looking at the high priority projects. So we've talked to a lot of these cool teams like Pendle. We've talked to Abracadabra, really just trying to get these Legos in place for the various structured products that we have out. So we're currently focused on doing the outreach afterwards, and yeah, we'll see from there.
On another note, I finally got a chance to meet the team as well. So it was a really cool session over at DevCon, I would say. And I think Blockchain India Week is coming as well. Perhaps, Quen, you may want to share a little bit more about what's going on during, what will be happening in Blockchain India Week.
Definitely. So, India like some things are happening like around December, but the team would be flying on the 24th, and we are having the first event of pre-buzz at Delhi on the 24th, followed by Indore. So on the 28th, so the Lumas are already live. So if anybody is like staying there or like lives on that location, would love to meet you in person. Apart from that, we are also having a big presence out there at IBW. Unique would be speaking at couple of events, including Unfold, Hashed Emergent IBW event. So quite a lot of things. Also, we are having a couple of side events, including a breakfast, a party, and a private dinner. So a couple of things there as well. So if you have any doubts or anything, or you need any Luma, you can just contact Papaya or me. Thereafter, followed by another event in Mumbai just after IVW on the 14th of December. So a lot of things that are happening. Team is like really excited to meet you guys in person. So looking forward to like see the community out there at the events as well and like network more. And if you think that you will be around those dates, just feel free to like register yourself into Luma and would be like amazing to meet you guys.
Gwen, would you also like to share more about your DEF CON experience?
Definitely, Papaya, it was like really nice meeting you in person. So that was one thing. And apart from that, I think that DEF CON was really fruitful. It was like, as Harvey was mentioning, that we met quite a good projects out there into like the DeFi side of things. And that's what we are like continuing and pursuing the conversations with. So it's going really well. Looking forward to like share more updates once we have those partnerships aligned. So yeah, that's really excited on that aspect. Also, I think that it was really nice meeting the team. Couple of folks I met in real life again, like Harvey, like Corinne. So it was like a very really nice experience to meet the team in person. And I think it was a huge success for us. And looking forward to talk to the projects more on the BD side and BD like keep on updating on the chill session how it really goes.
Yeah, I was hoping you'll mention that you almost lost your laptop. But yeah, all right, then I think let's move on to the next topic. I think there's something interesting with this topic. Like, I think we recently saw a very crazy run up in the meme coin sector. Murad made a very interesting presentation during token 2049, which kind of like triggered a meme coin super cycle in that sense. So in the recent surge of the meme coin attention, we see things like AI mascots and like multi VMs running up. So what are some of the team's thoughts on meme coins? I think this is pretty interesting. So maybe Brandon may want to take this, or maybe someone else from the team will want to take this.
Yeah, so obviously the culture has been quite crazy and hectic lately. Um, you know, personally, like I think it's pretty entertaining to see how different narratives have kind of evolved, right? You have like there's like layers to this game, right? You have the initial Dogecoin that came out, which was like one of the first meme coins, that was used as a way to like support Redditors for their contributions. Um, and then, you kind of have more mainstream and that's like more mainstream, right? You have Doge Shiba, and whatnot. And then you have like the next wave, right? You had like the bonks or the Pepes. But now we've transitioned into something even crazier, which is like, AI agents that are now building their own AI coins or like their own meme coins, right? So I think the space is evolving in a very interesting way. Um, we've been working to get a meme coin launchpad up, which is currently on DevNet and soon to be on testnet, and that's like OmniSwap, OmniPump. Um, we've been working to get that up, but it has been quite interesting to see the progression of meme coins and how quickly this space evolves. Um, it's in terms of where do I see the overall like tech kind of going for that? I mean, hopefully to a more productive manner where, it's not constantly extracting value out of the space, but more so kind of reinjecting that capital back into the broader ecosystem. But I mean, it's hard to like kind of define or state like the future of meme coins. That being said, it's been interesting to see like a lot of people have been aping into these AI agents that are essentially tweeting themselves, kind of building their own, their own like funds that they then trickle into like various investments. So it's been interesting to see how AI has been playing out. I think, obviously it's apparent that AI is not going anywhere, especially within crypto. And I think we're just going to see constant evolution of, these agents kind of um, running the show for some of these meme coin projects. But the other interesting component is seeing both normie and crypto retail like intersection. And so I think we most recently saw this with like the chill guy coin, and just seeing how TikTokers were initially kind of pushing this like pump.fun token, which then made its way into crypto retail. And just seeing that intersection has been interesting nonetheless. I have my girlfriend that's like sending me memes of Chill Guy, and she doesn't even realize that Chill Guy is actually like a meme coin. So pretty unique intersection. I didn't know when the day would come, but I guess 2 days ago it was. And so I think it also begs the question for, is crypto, how important is UI UX to the broader crypto space? And I think it really does reaffirm our value in terms of, really supporting a strong experience for the user, because ultimately these normies, like we need to bring on, broader Web2 users to be able to, interact on chain more effectively and more efficiently. And I think for a lot of us who have, adopted, MetaMask, Phantom, Kepler, Leap, all these different like Web3 extensions, and us, we've conditioned ourselves to be so used to these extensions. But then when you look at it from like a completely blank, clean slate, a lot of these people like still don't know how to set up their own wallets, how to add crypto into their wallet. So it's very clear that we still need to make drastic improvements to the overall experience. So, at Nibiru, we're constantly looking to evolve that so that, when Web2 users come onto the chain, whether it's like, accessing like a DEX on mobile, that's going to be a fluid experience. So, alongside the EVM, we'll want to make sure our dApps are like mobile friendly, can support a mobile experience, and, just like streamlining the experience. So we're not adding too much friction to users. The other part to your question was about like the multi VM side. Obviously, at Nibiru, we've built the L1 on the WASM front. EVM obviously going live shortly, but we're constantly looking to explore different VMs as well. I know I think WebRaw was very adamant about supporting the privacy front, and so we're chatting with a few privacy VM uh, providers to see how we can maybe integrate that into the chain. We definitely want to implement various VMs like the Move VM, Solana VM, and add support for those ecosystems, because those ecosystems are quite big as well. And so we're going to be pushing out more pieces or on socials for the multi VM narrative. That's something that we really want to hit hard on, and just to kind of showcase that Nibiru is the place where engineers or developers can come and build on any with like any language that they're native in, right, without having to experience like roadblocks or whatnot. So yeah, stay tuned for some of the thought leadership pieces around the multi VM. That's been a interesting exploration, to say the least. So kind of seeing how you're able to kind of seamlessly interact with different VM based protocols has been pretty unique. So yeah, so if you think about it, like if you're like building, or if you have a liquid stake token on WASM, but then you can use that liquid stake token on an EVM based app, like that's like pretty innovative. I know a lot of retail doesn't see that, but like that interaction typically is not supposed to work, but like we've made it work. So kind of stay tuned for like those types of innovations, and yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Oh, that sounds super sick, man. Like I'm super excited for all these new backend infras coming up already. Like sounds very, very exciting, to be honest. So I think right now we have come to almost the end of the session. So maybe you can open the ground to maybe like any audience. If anybody wants to ask any questions, like I just want to re-emphasize again today, this is a chill session where you can just open up your mind and have any questions. You can just ask the team. The team is here. Today we have Brandon, we have Harvey, we have Quen, and in the audience together with us. So if you have any burning questions that you would like to ask, please feel free to just pop it into the chat or just unmute yourself. And would like to apologize today. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so like I'm not at my maximum capacity, so I may sound a little bit down and a little bit boring. So I'm sorry, man. But before I close out the session, I would like to also share a little bit more about what Brendan mentioned earlier to have the Anunnaki role. So currently we have a Blossom program going on where you can kind of like climb up different levels from what is the first one? Vibing Nibiran role. And then next you can get an Awakened Nibiran role and then to Anunnaki. So I think what you want to gun for is basically the Anunnaki role where you can actually gain early access to the different test nets that are building on Nibiru itself. And maybe actually we are intending to also allow awakened Nibirans to partake in all these activities as well. But then the ideal role that you may want to achieve is the Anunnaki role where you can get earlier access to things. So these are some of the things that you should be gunning for if you intend to kind of like have some fun with the Nibiru EVM in the near future, which is coming out really soon. So I can see that in the chat, Harvey is just talking about girlfriends and Brent just talking about. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but I don't see that there's any questions so far. Like it seems like everyone is enjoying this session and getting awed by this session. So okay, then I think we have come to the end of today's session. For those of you who just want to hang around and just chill with us, feel free to do so. I won't be playing any soundboard. So just have some fun here, man. Just chill around with us. We can just chat about anything under the sun. Thank you so much for the team for being here today. Like I really appreciate your taking time off to come here. Brandon even had to go to the nearest hotel because he ran out of power. Like I think there was some kind of blackout issue that happened in the US side of things. So thank you so much, Brandon, for taking time.